Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Last time we checked in with the mayor of Yorba, we discussed a wall of debt, fiscal issues in the city. We established the problem and decided he'd come back and talk about some of the solutions. Here's Mayor Craig Young. Thank you very much for being here.
Great to be here again. Thank you.
First, describe the condition of finances in the city of Yorba.
Thanks, Leslie. Like we talked about last time, Yorba is good. We've actually had some additional information from our financial director since we last met, since you and I last met, and they're able to put some numbers as to where we are. So we do have some challenges. We have a balanced budget, but that's not accounting for about $4 million per year, which is about 13% of our budget, that we should be spending in ongoing infrastructure that we're not. So we have to figure out how to come up with that money.
Okay, so some of the solutions that you're coming up with, some of them you're actively working on, some of them are just happening because the economy is improving.
Very good, absolutely right. But we have to have our eye on that ball. We have to make sure that we are intentionally trying to find ways to cover that deficit.
So what are you finding as ways to cover the deficit?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm glad. Let me start with a story. You know, there's two ways to bridge a financial gap, right? You can trim expenses or you can increase revenue. Always ways to save money. Let's talk just about the increasing of revenue. And let's pretend you and I live next door to each other.
Okay.
So we live next door
neighbor.
Hey, that's right. And I decide to build a pool and remodel a kitchen and maybe even build a granny's quarters. By me adding value to my property, I've increased your property value. But also by me adding value, we're going to have more revenue start to go to the city, and that's the kind of thing that we're focusing on right now.
That the ship rises together, falls together, which is why we care if our neighbors don't take care of their lawn and things like that.
That's exactly right. What's the old saying? Rising tides raise all ships. So what we have in Yorba, we have, I'll just pick 5 of them. We have a little over $150 million of new business, new projects coming into our town. And that $150 million worth of increased property value increases the value for everybody, and it gives us a new property tax base to draw from. So that's a great way to start to chip away at that $4 million liability we have.
And some of the other rising property tax values, some of the sites, the Nixon Archive site, the Savvy Ranch.
That's 2 of the 5, yeah. In fact, let me brag on just one of them. We've been promised for, I think, 30 years. I've been in town for almost 20, but for 30 years we've been planning on a town center, which is right at our hub of our old town at Imperial and Yorba, and we finally have shovels in the ground. We're beginning the infrastructure around that. We're going to have 3 new high dining type restaurants on the corners. We're going to have a luxury theater. We're going to have some high-end retail. What a wonderful project, and that adds about $50 million to our property tax base. But in addition to that, it's going to add to our sales tax base. And so we've got 2 different ways that we're raising income and never having to increase your personal taxes.
And people wondering, why do we care about this? We care about this because this is how you pay for the stuff, the services that we want.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You're looking toward the future with the eye on a 30-year long-term planning study.
We have a couple projects going out in our Savvy Ranch area right now. We have a new gas station. The Costco gas station will be finished by the end of the summer, we're told. We have a new residential project that's underway as well. But during that, we received from the Orange County Transportation Authority, OCTA, gave us $250,000 to do an economic study, a feasibility plan of what does the next 30 years look like in that area. And I'm really excited about the input that we're getting from the local businesses and the surrounding neighbors saying, hey, there's opportunity there to add more square footage without negatively impacting all of the surrounding neighborhoods. And if we can do that, potentially add upwards of 1.9 million square feet, that's a whole bunch of property income and sales tax income.
All right, Mayor Craig Young, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Leyton.